Lil Maina featuring Scam Cardinali with My G kwenye klabu, and coming right up is Jua Kali and Pili Pele with Kamata Dem, then Fena Gitu and DJ Prod Luigi with Repeat. And speaking of Fena Gitu, happy belated birthday. We share the same birthdays with Fena. Yeah, it's Fena, Jalango, and somebody else. So happy birthday to all my birthday mates outside there, people who are turning 40, 30. I'm coming. I'm only 26. Give me time. Then after that is Watenda Willy with Olo. But before we get into the music, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I had mentioned that today we have our first CEO actually to grace us with her presence in my show, and her name is Sandra Odeno. I know her as Lasandrah, and she is the CEO of Dream Journals and also the author of the 360 Vision book, which is basically a powerful book that is designed to help you or help me unlock purpose and also pursue our dreams out loud. And she is passionate about inspiring others to live intentionally and also fearlessly. Now, Sandra has joined us today to share her journey and the vision behind a book. Amesema fearless nikakumbuka Antona ni mse wakoto Francis Atuli. Be fearless. Anyway, Sandra, good morning. You look so good.
Good morning, girl. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Maisha inakupelekaje? How is life?
Sambamba. Should I say that? Sambamba?
You can say that.
Yes. We do what we have to do and we pray for the best.
Yeah, exactly. Inshallah. Yes. So what inspired you to write the 360 Vision book, and what was the core message you wanted to convey through it?
So I first watched the Secret when I was in high school, and I remember watching it and I was like, I wonder if this thing actually works.
Okay.
And then I started working on it slowly here and there, and then I was like, do you know what, this thing actually works? And I put my family onto it, right? And I remember at that time I still wanted to go to the States, and she was like, so what do you think I should do to do ABCD? Yeah. And we sat down and we wrote a plan for her. And she actually attained her dream within like 6 months of when she wanted to do it. And it was so amazing because she was like, oh my God, this thing actually helped me. And I was like, okay, fine. So I started doing vision boards and all. When the vision boards used to come up, and I would put them up on my wall, like I would have a vision board for like outfits I want to buy. I would have vision boards for shoes, for like I didn't have just one vision board. Yeah. And sometimes you'd go maybe to Tao, you see like a shoe there, una buy, and then you're like, oh wow, this was actually on my board. Like you don't actually think about it like this is what I'm going to be looking for 100%, and then you're going to get every other thing like as the way you have planned it. So when you have it on your wall, it tends to be at the back of your subconscious mind, and you tend to get to like attract it, if I should say so, and you get to buy different things. So my problem was when I used to travel, I used to leave my vision board on my wall. I could not carry the vision board with me, right? Yeah. So I decided, how about I make this into a book? And I remember telling my sister, and I sang the song. Myself like, if you ever tell me about a vision book again and you've not created one, like you will piss me off. Yeah. So I was like, okay, fine, let me just make the book. I made the book, and I sold it to a few friends, and they started attaining so many of their dreams. I was like, okay, so why don't I make this into a business? And that's how I started it.
Is it the same book, the Vision?
Yes, that was the first. No, that was really actually the second copy of it. The first one was, I think I only printed 50 of them, and they were sold out within 3 days.
That is so nice.
I know. I was actually surprised. I was like, oh, people are actually into this thing.
Yeah. Now, when we come back, you'll just tell us a little bit about your personal journey and how it. So, Mongelelani, the 360 Vision book, right?
Yes.
So, I would love to know, how did you become the CEO of the Dream Journals after listening to Jua Kali featuring Pili Pili with Kamata Dem, then Fena Gitu, and DJ Prod Luigi with Repeat. That was a Repeat by Fena Gitu featuring DJ Prod Luigi, and coming right up, because it's exactly 16 minutes past 11 a.m. is Watenda Willy with Olo, then Saru featuring Charisma with Rumba. Yes, Saru. And if you've just tuned in, my name is Atieno. Of course, I'm your host every single day from 8 a.m. all the way till 12 noon right here on Baze Radio. And today on the 11th hour, we have Lasandrah. Her real name is Sandra Odeno, and once again, she's a CEO of the Dream Journals and also the author of the 360 Vision book. Now, before that short musical break, we talked about what inspired her to write the 360 Vision book and also what was the core message she wanted to convey through it. And right now, I want us to talk about your personal journey and how it led you to become the CEO of Dream Journals. And what does it entail?
So, first of all, my personal journey is went to school, of course. Then after school, when I used to be in school, I used to model.
Okay.
So when I left school, people don't know that Kenya has a lot of scouts. Funny thing. So when I used to go to college, there's this lady called Thailand. Thailand used to literally stalk me everywhere. She used to know when my classes are, when they end. And Thailand would always wait for me during my breaks, my lunch and all that, and she would convince me to be a model. So at first I was like, okay, this woman is just pulling my leg and all that. And then one time she was like, just come and see the place and then we see if you are interested or not. So I went through one time and went for training and I fell in love with it. And once I fell in love with it, well, let's just say the rest is history, because I got to do a lot of modeling, and modeling got me into influencership got me into being an aviator. I moved from aviation. Now I stopped aviation, then I got into interior design and events design. Yes. And that's where I am at, and I'm loving it. What can I say?
Interesting. Now in your book, you talk about unlocking purpose.
Yes.
So what does living with purpose mean to you?
First of all, we always have dreams when you're younger. When you are younger, you are asked, what did you want to be? And you would actually answer. When people become older, it seems like they tend to forget what they wanted to do. Yeah. And I feel so sad because when kids are actually asked, so what do you want to be? They're always so excited. Yes. But when someone is asked these days, they're like, what can I go to finance? Like, let me just do like whatever I need to do to just get money. Yeah. And I feel life is too short for you to just do whatever you just need to do, you know. So I feel people should live in their true purpose, which is living in their truth of actually following each and every dream that they wanted to have. Of course, not killing people, hell no, but a dream of maybe owning like a factory of something, or maybe just starting something amazing, a school. Maybe in your village you never had good schools, so you wanted to build a nice school and then develop your village. Like, you can just do something as simple as that, or you can even own a shamba, have a shamba, go and start doing a lot of things. Like, I know of some people who they've bought a piece of land and then they are leasing it out to people and they're making so much money, you know. And it came from a dream of, yes, being a villager and them enjoying farming and all that. And they said, okay, let's put up a little bit of money. And funny thing, when you own land outside Nairobi, it's not as expensive as how you own it over here, right? So they got 2 or 3 of their other friends. They brought in some money. They bought the piece of land and they leased it out to people. And people are making so much money because they can actually sell their produce and give them more money. You understand? Yeah. Yeah.
So on the same exact question about purpose.
Yes.
How can someone begin to discover their purpose? Because once again, umesema, kuna wale watu wenye when they wanted to grow up, they wanted to be an engineer, they wanted to be a doctor. Maisha imewacha raza, purpose imeisha. Mtu akutu like, you know what, me, I'll do whatever comes.
Yes.
So how can someone begin to discover their own purpose?
So I'll take you back to when it was the COVID times. When COVID times, like, everyone was stopped. Literally, the whole world came to a stop, right? Yeah. And at that time is when you were like, okay, fine, tumeka kwa nyumba, so tutadu. Like, if you had money saved, you're like, okay, fine, I can't just stay in the house doing nothing. You got, like, it was just sickening to be in the house for that long time, right? But when you were at that small, short time that you were told to stay at home, you actually thought very carefully about what you wanted to do. There was that thing that always itches in you. Like, for you, when you couldn't go on radio, what were you doing? You were still engaging people online, right? Yeah. You were going live, and your passion was to speak to people and to interact with people, right? Yes. And you still found a way around it. So that itch that is always still in you is what is your purpose. Yes. So people should always look at, there's always that small voice that tells you, Akisu beki ule mtu keki. Because you always love baking cakes. You get, yeah.
That is quite interesting. Now, when we come back, you mentioned in the 360 Vision that it encourages people to pursue their dreams. boldly, right?
Yes.
What were some of the biggest challenges you faced pursuing your own dreams?
Yes.
And how did you overcome them? And we will talk about that right after Watenda Willy with Olo, alafu Rumba ya Saru by Saru featuring Charisma. That was Rumba ya Saru by Saru featuring Charisma. And before that was Watenda Willy with Olo. And we are almost ending today's interview with Lasandrah, who is, once again, if you've just joined us, the author of a really good book in Ajita, the 360 Vision book, and also the CEO of the Dream Journals. We have talked about a lot what inspired her to write the 360 Vision book. She told us about her personal journey and how it led her to become the CEO of the Dream Journals. We also talk about unlocking purpose and what does living with purpose mean to her. And right now, we want to discuss the 360 Vision book, which encourages people to pursue their dreams out loud.
Yes.
So what were some of the biggest challenges you faced in pursuing your own dreams? Then how did you overcome them?
So as I mentioned earlier, I had the 3 different volumes before I actually had the 360 journal, right? So with the other 3, I had, of course, finance, there was the vision board, there was finance, I've said finance, there's the fitness, and that was it. So I figured, so my love life was wanting, to be honest, right? Nairobi takutandika, like I went through hell and high waters, let me just say that, okay? And I figured if I can actually manifest and actually work on the other part of my life, and it was amazing, why can't I do the same for my love life, right? So I sat down and I decided, so I saw something online which was write 300 things that you want from God. And I wrote a whole list. I didn't get to 300 because it's a longest list, So I got to about 50 something, and then I read through the list and I saw I needed a partner, right? So I decided to write, now I actually went ahead and disassembled it. I made sure it was in bits and pieces, right? So I wrote, I wanted a God-fearing man, whatever, right? And within 3 weeks, I actually got someone, and I wasn't even looking for the guy, right? I was never looking for the guy. It just happened that I was in the right place, should I say, at the right time. Exactly. You just start having a conversation with someone and it flows so well. And as time goes by, you guys are actually so in sync. And at some point I was like, yo, kwani alisoma yo list yangu? Did he read my list? Yeah. He was everything on my list plus more, So I realized in my other books, I was lacking on the love and self-love, right? Especially the self-love. I feel like you can't pour from an empty cup, right? Yeah. You have to have a lot of love for yourself before you actually give any love to anyone else, right? Yes. So with the self-love section of my book, I encourage people to go for dates. I encourage people to do whatever they love doing, right? Yeah. So apart from the self-love, I have the love and relationship. What do you want from your partner? And if you're in a relationship, are you getting what you want from your partner? If the answer is a no, sit down with your partner and explain, so I'm not feeling fulfilled in A, B, C, D part. Could we actually talk about it? Yeah. And I believe if you guys are partners, you guys should actually work through your relationship and move forward together, as opposed to, yes, you're 2 different people, but I feel like you'll work better together than when you're apart. Yeah. So love was one of my most pressing challenges. And then I had the self-care again, and then I had the intellectual. So intellectual, yes, I was growing career-wise, but I wasn't really doing anything to enhance my studies and all that. So I decided to go back to school. I know school is not for everyone. It's not the normal kind of school that everyone would actually go to. I would do online school and all that, and it really, really helped me, to be honest. Okay. Yes.
Now, you're a very intentional person, and intentionality basically plays a role in your own life. Yes. So when we come back, I'd love to know, how do you recommend others to incorporate it into their daily routines? It's one thing waking up in the morning and thinking you're intentional. It's another thing waking up in the morning and you are actually intentional about it. Indeed. So you're going to talk about it in the next few minutes after Dondosha by Masauti featuring Lava Lava, then Watch Watch by Nyashinsky. Enjoy. Zao ziko down. Si tuko 2 up. Minutes of 4. That is Watch Watch by Nyashinsky, and coming right up as we wind up today's show is Sherehe by Ithiaba featuring Major. Then Ukimwona Mwambie Namtaka by Pilipili featuring Lady Yes. But as we wind up on today's interview with Sandra Odino, once again, if you've just tuned in, she is the guest that we are having today, and she's a CEO of the Dream Journals and also the author of the 360 Vision book. So if you're into manifestation, this is more or less things that they need to get from you.
100%.
So as we wind up on today's interview, you're a very, 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 very intentional person, and intentionality plays a huge role in your own life. I think you should actually even call yourself Sandra the Intentional.
Right?
Babe or something.
I should,
like,
right?
yeah. So how do you recommend others to incorporate it into their daily routines?
First of all, I should say everything you write down, you should do. Number one.
Okay.
When you wake up in the morning, actually, I would prefer every week, have Sundays off where you write down what you want to do for the week, right? So if maybe, let's say you want to buy a car or you want to save up for something, maybe a trip or something, go online, check how much the trip is, where you'd want to stay, how much money you'd want to have for miscellaneous. And then once you have the full figure, sit down and actually break it down in pieces, right? So ask, maybe you want to go, let's say Maldives, let's say it's around 300K, right?
Okay.
And you want to go in the next 6 months. Make sure you just you save up for it, and you save like maybe 50K every month.
Okay.
Within the next 6 months, you should have the 300K or even more, right?
Yeah.
And then go ahead, book your trip. Once you attain one thing from your list, it makes it easier for you to do things. So you need to be very... You need
intentional.
To break down, yes, you need to be very intentional, and you break down your goals into small pieces.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So as to wind up, what impact do you hope both the Dream Journal and also the 360 Vision will have on readers, and what do you hope they take away after reading the book?
I would love the book to sell itself.
Okay.
Apart from it selling itself, I'd love for my people to actually just get everything that they write in the book. It might, there's some dreams which are big, they can take years.
Yeah.
Like even I would say for some of the things that I wrote, it's taken me almost 2 years to just attain, and some can even take a day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, right? So I would say everything you write down, don't expect it to happen like just the next day. Have enough patience and have enough love, and make sure you don't give up on anything that you're doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And anything that you're doing in the moment that you'd love for your listeners to know?
Yes. So apart from the Dream Journals, I have my bottle cocktails line.
Okay.
And I am actually developing a card game. So I have one outside. It's called Cocktail Chronicles. It's it's an icebreaker game where, so I used to be a host before, where you'd go out and you're seated with a bunch of strangers, and it's like an interview. Sasa unaitwa, where are you from? Blah, blah, you know. So it got boring at some point because you didn't want to ask the same old questions. So I came up with the card games, right? And the card games are meant to just make it easier to just engage with different people from different walks of life. Okay. So that's what I'm doing. And apart from that, I'm doing a friendship version, and I would love to work with Safaricom on that. I would love my games to be on the Safaricom app. So what's up, Safaricom? Please hit a girl up, okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Lasandrah. Where can we get your books from in social media as we wind up?
So you can get my books from Dream Journals on Instagram, or you can call 0787 508 5789. Okay. It's still on the Instagram page. And we have a place in town where you can get the books from. And yes, happy, intentional
week
journaling.
Yeah. So we're in town?
Sour Mall.
Sour Mall.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Lasandrah, for coming. We appreciate it. Definitely check out her books. Your Instagram handle, once again?
At Lasandrah254.
At Lasandrah254. You can still DM her there if you need either the 360 book or the other one, right? Yes. And she will come through for you. Also, you can order cocktails from her as well, and also the cards that she has. You can support her in different ways. Coming right up as we wind up for today is It's Yaba featuring Major with Sherehe. Enjoy.
This is Baze Radio.
We are 254 to the core.